Hi, everyone. This is Neil Douglas, and this is American Truth Finders. We got a show tonight that I hope that you'll join me, and I'm hoping that you're going to make some comments. Let me know that you're here when you're watching. Say hi or wave at me. Do whatever you want, but let me know that you are um, watching the broadcast. As I had posted uh, throughout the last couple of days, I wanted to do a show tonight that's got a lot of parts to it that some of you may understand, some of you may not understand, and that goes for just about anybody. Um, I'm going to start off by uh, Representative Ilhan Omar. I guess that's how you spell her name or pronounce her name. She's uh, the Democrat from Minnesota, and she is defending and calls for the dismantling of the Minneapolis police. That's number one. Following the killing of George Floyd, and saying that the department is uh, in the current state to be reformed. But you can't reform a department that is rotten to the core, according to Omar. Now, I know that this may sound strange because I'm bringing this up, but this is not where she stops. Uh, she wants to rebuild, and she says, like San Francisco, they're moving towards a process where there's a separation of the kind of crimes that solicit the help of officers, and the kind of crimes that should have someone else respond to. And I got to tell you something. This kind of drives me crazy because I don't, who's going to respond to most of the crimes that can be controlled other than by police. And yes, she is going after this because of the uh, murder. I guess that's the only word I can use because that's what it was, of George Floyd. Now, she says that no one's saying that the community is not going to be kept safe. Well, guess what? I think that's already been proven that's not true. In some of the areas where, like Seattle, where they didn't have police, that turned out to be not safe. And I think that you know that. I think you understand that this is what's happening. That if you do not, I can see reforming police departments, getting rid of the police as that are bad, but that's only about 0.5% of all the police that are out there. So she's saying no one is going to have proper response when the community members are in danger. What is she talking about? I'm asking for you to, for those of you that might be watching, please share this, what we're talking about, because I would like to have your comments. I would like to have you tell me what you think, because we're going to go into some little deeper things, including our dear friend uh, Alexander Ocasio-Cortez, and we're going to discuss what she really is. She's kind of staying out of this uh, 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 group of the squad, or whatever you want to call them, because she wants a position in Biden's cabinet if she is actually, if he's actually elected. And we're going to discuss that um, and I hope that you will tell your friends to tune in. And if nobody's watching, hope you'll watch the video anyway. But she wants to dismantle, and I'm going back to Omar again, the systems of oppression. And Forbes magazine says, what's the problem with that? And I have to agree, when it comes to oppression, if it's especially against people of color that are being not being treated as fairly as white people. And this is something that is concerning to me. This is something that is, I'm hoping, concerning to you, because what's really going to happen with this whole thing, along with the squad, they're going to end up running this country if Biden gets elected. I do not oppose the fact that Black people need to have the same health care. Hispanic people need to have the same health care as anybody of any color needs to have the same health care. They need to have the same police protection. They need to have the same opportunities, job protections, the same ability to make the same amount of money. That's not what I'm talking about here. What I'm talking about is the oppression is going to become socialism, because it's going to be not that everybody is treated equal in that sense because they are feeling sorry for them. What it's going to boil down to, and my papers are just falling all over the place, what it's really going to boil down to is the fact that we will become a socialist country, and I'm going to tell you why. First of all, the squad, they want to, they have the Breathe Act, and they've got the woke Olympics. You may or may not know about that. But the reason I'm bringing them up is because what's going to happen is Nancy Pelosi, I'm going to tell you something. If Biden gets elected, you're out of a job. And AOC definitely would want to be a part of this administration that's coming up. This election's coming up in just 100 and some odd days. And I'm going to tell you something. And I want you to think about this. These people have come in, and when I say these people, I'm talking about the squad. They've come in and it's become their way. They are becoming the trying to take control of Congress, trying to dictate what's going to happen in this country. They want to take our system and get rid of it. Now, if you don't believe that, elect Biden and find out. And I'm feeling sorry for Joe Biden in the sense that I'm not sure he knows that this is what's happening. I'm not sure. Uh, I'd like to have somebody comment. I'd like to know, is anybody even watching? Is anybody even watching my show? Uh, this is something that it is live, so you can comment. I can generally tell when somebody's watching. They'll come and go. And all I want you to do is, I don't care who you are out there. I don't care, who you are. Let me know that you're at least watching, even if you don't have a comment. But to go back to what I was talking about the squad, you know, Senator Kennedy from Louisiana, he said Wednesday that the law enforcement reform legislation announced earlier this week by Representative Tlaib of Michigan and Presley of Massachusetts is clearly a serious effort to compete in the woke Olympics. We will get into the woke Olympics because it is a competition in which middle class, I guess they call them class gender, white women try to beat Bemacan, the privilege and the injustice middle class. I mean, it's almost like they just flat out want to beat white men. Okay. What they're talking about, I think, is really transgender men becoming women and then wanting to compete in the same competition. I don't know. If you have any feelings on this, I'd like to hear about them because, this is what it is. And they want white men, they want this white men situation while talking past the actual troubles that people of color and people that are actually needing more help than what we're talking about. The woke is, to me, is what's the big deal about this? Why is it? Why are they talking about it? Why is it so important to them? The phrase meaning that when people uh, herd knowledge, uh, gather online for a display of who knows what more than the other. That's part of the woke. Who knows more than the other? Well, I don't know. I know more than you. You know more than me. Whatever the case might be, and everybody starts complaining, uh, and then it becomes a competition, and that's what the squad is all about. They want to bring out competition, people against people, person against person. Um, if, Please, if you're watching, share this video. Let them know that we're on the air because I'm going to get into some stuff about Biden, Sanders, the upcoming election, along with the squad, the group. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Now, Biden made a comment. Actually, he was more of a campaign speech. And I have to tell you something. His pitch is $700 billion plan to buy America. Now, Joe Biden, I'm picking on you right now, but I am doing this on purpose. I pick on somebody on the other side as well. So don't get too excited here. I know that Joe Biden's not watching one anyway. But you Joe Biden fans, I want you to listen to something. He's launching an economic pitch expected to anchor this fall his fall election campaign. He's proposing using the federal government's regulatory and spending power to bolster U.S. manufacturing and technology firms. He calls for a $4 billion manufacturing and technology a situation. And then, wait a minute. I got to stop there. Do those words sound familiar to you? When President Trump said, bring the jobs back into America, buy American products, trust me when I tell you this. Biden is basically only repeating what Trump has already said. Now, I feel sorry for Joe Biden in this situation because I got a feeling that's going to be used against him in the upcoming election. Then he plans to take $3 billion in new research and development in U.S. technology. And the fact of the matter is, it's already been done. And I just got a private message from somebody, so I thought I'd give them a quick message back. So what is Biden really trying to do? And why is AOC supporting him so strongly and trying to back away a little bit from the squad? I'm going to tell you, quite frankly, it's because she wants a position on his cabinet if he is elected. You know, Biden went on to say that he proposed tightening current Buy America laws. Isn't that what's been going on? That we buy American products in America? Isn't that what President Trump has been preaching and trying to get people? Isn't that what he basically, that's almost what part of what he won his election on? Is jobs, make America great again. And now Joe Biden is basically repeating the same thing. AOC is supporting him because of the fact she wants a position. And I'm going to tell you something, people, you better pay attention. You better pay attention. If Biden is elected with that squad, they are going to take and get Bernie Sanders with them, and they're going to pull Joe Biden so far to the left that we will become, if Joe Biden is president, a socialist country. And when I say socialist, I'm not kidding, because I'm going to tell you something. And I'm not going to continue on with all of this about what Joe Biden's wanting to do. But I will tell you, Biden says he's going to transform the nation if elected. But let me tell you what transforming the nation is. It will be from a republic to a socialist country. And if you don't believe me, if you don't really want to believe me, elect him and find out what happens. And it's only because Biden is being pulled by not only the squad, not only is he being pulled by the people that are slipping to the left. I got to tell you, there's going to be people like Nancy Pelosi, like I told you earlier. She's going to be out of a job. That's my feeling. But this is what is here's the reason I'm bringing this up. Biden could be the most progressive president since FDR, and that's according to Bernie Sanders. Now, just days before, or after, I should say, that Biden declared that he would transform the country if elected, Vermont's Senator Bernie Sanders predicted Wednesday that Biden could become the most progressive president since Franklin Delano Roosevelt. And Sanders' remarks came as a task force sat up. The two former revivals released a wide-angling set of recommendations for the party's convention platform. And you know something? The compromise they came to is, if implemented, will make Biden the most progressive president since FDR, according to Sanders. And it did not have, needless to say, everything that he wanted, talking about Sanders, but everything that Biden wanted. But Sanders added that there was an honest effort to find a compromise between the left-wing supporters of Sanders and the establishment of Biden backers. I'm reading what this is because I'm going to tell you something. I couldn't memorize all of it, and it is important. And the Republican National Committee cast doubt on the level of the effort involved in the task force. However, the RNC spokesman, Steve Guest, noted that the Biden-Sanders task force had lifted numerous messages word for word from Sanders' previous platform. Sanders didn't get that position where Biden is because people were concerned about his being a socialist. The fact is, he is a socialist. He's an admitted socialist. The fact that Joe Biden has embraced Bernie Sanders' social, radical, verbatim is proof that while Bernie may not be one of the leading Democrat Party, Biden is more than happy to be his companion in his lunch to the left, or lurch to the left, excuse me. Well, you might as well call it lunch. Copying from others, now the task force is straight up on in copying from Bernie's 2020 campaign proposals, and the Democratic Party has indeed shifted to the left. They're shifting far to the left. Do you understand what I'm saying? You've got AOC and the squad that are pulling and pulling and pulling, and it's working. Look at what's happened in Minnesota. Look what's happened in Michigan. Look what's happened in the states where these people, in Massachusetts, where they're pulling to the left, and they keep pulling to the left and keep pulling to the left. They're going to take us into a socialistic, communistic situation if Biden is elected. Following Bernie Sanders, who is a known socialist, he's admitted. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Do you have any idea? Do you really believe that Trump is absolute positively he's in? No, I'm going to tell you something right now. You better wake up, because if Biden is elected, we're going to become a socialist country. The economy, you'll be told what to buy, who to buy from. You'll be dictated as to how you will work, where you will work. You'll be dictated to in every situation you can imagine. And don't even think that I'm making this up just willy-nilly, because I'm not. And Democratic Party has shifted, as I said, so far to the left in the recent months, and there are indications Biden is on board with the new progressive is the word, wing. Progressive. Ladies and gentlemen, Representative Ilhan Omar of Minnesota, when I said that she is called Dismantling America, the system of oppression, She wants to dismantle America. The squad wants to dismantle America. Bernie Sanders wants to dismantle America. And if Joe Biden is elected, he will be pulled to the point where he will be dismantling America. And we'll have a Congress and a House of Representatives, a Senate with a House and the representatives of all the left that want to pull us to the left. Now, I'm not against Democrats in that respect. I'm not. That's not what I'm saying. I'm concerned more about pulling to the left, like the squad. If anybody out there is paying attention to what I'm saying, I hope like hell that you are sharing this, because I need some comments. I want some comments. I want to hear what you have to say. Do you believe that I'm just making this up? Do you believe that this is just a bunch of bull crap? Excuse my way of putting it, and I apologize for those that are offended, but that's exactly what it is. When you have representatives in our Congress right now that automatically become stars overnight, and they're starting to run the country, you better think about what's happened. You better think, do you want to be a socialist country? Do you want to be a Marxist country? Do you want to be so far left that we fall off the earth? You know, other Democrats introduced bills this week that would defund prisons, eliminate the sentences of criminals, and allow undocumented immigrants to vote. This is America. I can see documented immigrants allowed to vote. I can see people that are here legally working allowed to vote. But undocumented, that means anybody can vote that comes here. We'll just move. That'd be like you going to Mexico and trying to vote in their election. You can't do it. They wouldn't allow it. Or going to Paris, or going to France, or going to England, or going to any other country. You try going there and voting without being a resident, unless you're legal. Now, and they also want to provide them with a lifetime education. We have a hard enough time getting our kids educated as it is. People work hard. They work their lives. Families work so hard to get their kids educated, and guess what? They come out. They're being taught by liberal, hardcore, jihadist professors. And if I'm standing on a soapbox and preaching, that's then take it as that. I don't care. But you have 4 people right now, well, 5 with Bernie Sanders, that are part of the squad, that are going to end up running this country. And it's not going to stop just in their elections. You watch it. It's going to happen over and over and over and over again in the United States of America, where you have elections where more of these people will be elected. And guess what? There we are, back again where we started. This upcoming election, what happens if the House or if the Senate is lost to the left? And I'm not saying just the Democrats. I'm talking about the left. There's some very good Democrats. There's some very honest, sincere Democrats that don't want to see this country destroyed. They're afraid right now to even have Biden do the debates against Trump, because they don't know what he's going to say. They can't tell him what to say unless they have something in his ear, maybe. I don't know. Again, I know I'm picking on Joe Biden because, in a sense, I feel sorry for the guy. He is going, if he's an elected president, he really won't be. He'll have a vice president that will end up taking over somehow or another. And then your squad, along with Bernie Sanders, are going to come along and take and put us right into socialism, and you're going to do exactly what they say. As I said earlier, you're going to end up buying what they tell you can buy, living where they tell you can live, work where they can tell you can work. They talk about Joe Biden talks about uh, uh, buying American, building American, doing American, everything American. Isn't that what Donald Trump has been saying for the last 4 years? Isn't that what he said before he was elected? And that's what got him elected? I hate to say it, but it's almost like plagiarism. Now, I see people coming and going. Nobody wants to make a comment because you're either disagreeing with me or you're agreeing with me and you don't know what to say. Don't be embarrassed. Share the video. Share what I'm talking about, because I'm not going to shut up for a minute. This is not a game. This is a very serious thing. When you've got Representative Omar saying that she wants to change our system. Our system. Share this, people. Share this video right now. We're live. We're live, so you can comment. I can see your comments. We can talk back and forth. But listen to what I'm telling you. She wants to change the system along with the other part of the squad. You've got Cortez. You've got Tiob from Michigan. You've got Presley from Massachusetts. You've got Omar from Minnesota. We know what's happened there. We know what's happened in Seattle. For crying out loud, Seattle, by dismantling, getting rid of police, defunding. Let me tell you what will happen. Now, you can laugh at this. You can say I'm out of my mind. You can do whatever you want. But if this were to happen, where we would dismantle the police, I'm going to tell you something. We would end up with the military being our police force. Think about that for a minute. Think about that. If we have a police force that is dismantled, military will be your police, just like the days of Hitler. You don't believe me? Then go ahead, get Biden elected. And not because I'm against Biden as much as I'm against who will be part of his cabinet. And AOC will be, probably Omar will be, and maybe the other two will be. Who knows? Bernie Sanders, will be. And since Bernie Sanders is most of what Biden's platform is from Bernie Sanders, what do you expect? This guy goes right along with our poor kids that need to be going to school. They'll be told when they can go, where they can go. The teachers will be told what to teach, which they already are. And the teachers are who we have been watching and listening about the fact that they don't want to have the schools open and children in the schools. They've got to be educated. They cannot be educated just by you and me talking like we are right now. They need face-to-face, hands-on type of situation where they can be taught properly. But I'm going to tell you right now, the Democrats don't want it. The leftovers want it. They want to hold this economy back. They don't want you going back to work. They don't want you going to places of business. They'd rather see the business close. They want the economy to fall completely. Well, the economy keeps trying to fight back. The economy is trying to continue to fight back. And I think it will. But then you also have all these people. We can go on to the World Health Organization or the CDC or whatever about the coronavirus, forcing you to wear a mask. What law says you have to? An establishment has that right to tell you if you go into their business, they have the right to tell you to wear a mask. That you might as well get through your head, but it's not a law. Now, if there in some states there may be a law, but overall there's no federal law. Things will change if Biden is elected. I'm I fear that if Biden is elected, not so much that because of Biden himself, but he's being pulled so far to the left, will he even be able to finish out a term? Will the Democrats get rid of him and the socialists take over? And then we not only become socialists, we become Marxists or we become communists, and we become controlled by the military. And we're being, we were told what to eat, when to eat, how to eat, what time we turn the lights off, and maybe we have what time we have to go to bed. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how many of you are really, really paying attention or watching or even care. I'm getting to the point where maybe you don't. I'm wondering. I read so much online, and I do get a lot of comments online on some of the posts that I make. And a lot of people agree, a lot of people don't agree, and that's what this is about. That's called freedom of speech. That's what it is. But we will lose that if you have people like the squad, if you have people like Bernie Sanders pulling a President Biden, if he is elected, so far to the left that those rights will be gone. We will lose our rights. We're already losing our rights, for crying out loud. They want to take. I read something about, and I should have found out. They want to take God out. The Democrats want to take God out of something. They've already taken God out of the schools. Can't even say the pledge. And in public anymore. Can't do it in schools. Is this what we're really becoming? Is this the future of our America? Is this what you want to see happen to America? Look, if you don't like America, and a lot of people say they don't like America, and they said that they were going to move out if Trump was elected. Well, guess what? Maybe one or two did move out, but obviously they thought it was a good enough place that better than the rest of the world, because they didn't move. If you think I've jumped all over the place, I have in a sense, but my point is still the same. Starting with Omar and her dismantling, Omar and her uh, uh, her system that she wants to change the system. What system are you talking about, Omar? I can tell you, because she definitely wants to change the system of our republic, our government, the way we function, the way we have our elections, the way we have our country run. That's what she wants. And I'm going to tell you, this is my opinion, and I can be, I may be banned from YouTube. I don't know, or I mean Facebook. I have no idea. But when people are in our office, they take an oath to uphold the Constitution, and they are certain people. There are certain people that want to take that Constitution and throw it right out the window. To me, those people need to be removed from office immediately, right here and now. And if you don't agree with me, fine. Tell me you don't agree with me. If you do agree with me, just message me, yes, you agree. I don't care. This is not a story. This is not a movie. This is the real thing. They have not upheld their oath to uphold the Constitution because of the fact they are trying to dismantle our system, change everything, and do away with the way our country is now. And we will become socialists, we'll become Marxists, we'll become communists, we'll become whatever the hell the far, far progressive left wants us to be. I'm very serious. You better think about what I'm telling you. For those of you that are watching, go back and rewatch this video once I'm done, because I'm telling you right now, from Omar to AOC and the rest of the squad, along with Bernie Sanders and along with if Joe Biden does get elected, he's going to be pulled. As a matter of fact, like I said, I don't even know if he would finish his place as a president if he's elected, because of the fact they will replace him somehow with people that believe as Bernie Sanders and the squad, where they want to do away with our Constitution, put in their Constitution, and mark my word, if you don't think I'm right, go ahead. Ignore what I'm saying. Do not think about it. Don't talk about it. Don't even worry about it. Go about your business. I'm not mad at or angry at people. I'm trying to make you realize. And I would do the same thing if it's the other side, and I have done this in the past. And when I've had my radio, believe me, I tore Bush apart. I believed in what I believed in. I'm inclined to think that Kanye West should run for president. I'm inclined to believe that you out there maybe don't realize the seriousness of our country, the seriousness of the trouble that we're in, the fact that we are losing rights. We are not gaining a thing. I can tell you what we're gaining. We're gaining more and more progressive people that hate this country, that are in the country as people that hold an office. I guess I've ranted, I've raved, I've gone on. I went into a rage. I think, since I don't know that how many people have actually been paying attention or watching, I can see how many people it shows. I don't know how many people will watch after I get done with the video, when I replay it or reshare it, whatever the case might be. But I hope you'll watch the whole video so you get the whole picture. Maybe maybe I got too many videos. Maybe I shouldn't do as many. But I have to admit that I feel that it's a necessary need to educate people on what I believe is right, what I believe is happening, what I believe is not right in this country. And I hope and I pray that you do pay attention. I hope that those of you that might have seen me or are watching will watch this entire video. Put up with my rants and my rage and my whatever. But pay attention, please. Comment on the video after you're done, because nobody's commenting right now. I'm sitting here talking to myself. Right now, I feel like it's almost a waste of time, because people do not believe that this will ever happen to America, that we will lose our America. People do not believe that we will lose America to socialism, communism, Marxism, or whatever. Folks, get it through your head and get it through your head now. It's happening. And it is going to happen if we have people like the PAC, as I call them, or they've been called in the PAC, the four, AOC, Omar, the one from Michigan, Tiab, and the one from Massachusetts. I'm telling you right now, they are running this country deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, along with Bernie Sanders, right towards communism, socialism, Marxism, whatever. And you will be told what to do if that happens, if Joe Biden is elected. And that's not going to be Joe Biden's fault, because he'll be pulled to the left. he will be pulled to the left. I mean, he's already joined forces with Bernie Sanders and what Bernie Sanders stands for on his platform. I'm repeating myself, and I'm sorry. I've gone too long. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for watching. Those of you that have, I'm sorry if you are bored with what I've told you or don't believe what I've told you. I want you to do your own research. I want you to research Ilhan Omar's wanting to disassemble or dismantle, the systems of oppression. And she's referring to not just racial oppressions. She wants to change our system along with the rest of her pack. You know, AOC, Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, Rashada Tlaib from Michigan, Ayanna Presley from Massachusetts. They are, along with Bernie Sanders, are pulling us to the left, and they would pull Biden right with them. Do your own research. Research whether or not Biden thinks that that Sanders would be the most progressive president since FDR, according to Bernie Sanders. Do your own research. Don't take my word for anything I have said tonight, but do your own research. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate your patience. I appreciate you, those of you that have watched. Judy, are you referring to the World Health Organization? If so, just let me know. I'm not sure when you say what you're referring to, but the World Health Organization, of course, we have dropped out of that, and we're not going to give them any more money as of, or we're going to be officially, we're not giving them money, and we're officially out of the World Health Organization as of May of next year. But Judy, I do appreciate you messaging me. I'm not sure what you are referring to about the WHO, but okay. She says no. Are you referring to the people that I'm talking about that are going to destroy this country? If former Vice President Biden is reelected, that's what I've been talking about. And I do agree that if Omar is referring to people that of all colors should be equal, I agree with that. There should be that's not even a discussion that should be disagreed with. What concerns me is the fact that they want to close prisons, they want to do away with police forces, which will bring in military. It will bring in people that will destroy our country more than what it's already destroyed. So, answering your question, Judy, I really don't know exactly what you're referring to, but I totally agree. The inner cities are hurting. I mentioned that on my last video, and that's got to, that we can't have that. The people that are going to help the society or this country, okay, it's going to be people that will. That's a good, and I'm glad you brought that up, Judy. The people that are going to help the country are the people that believe in keeping our Constitution, getting rid of bad police officers, number one, about 0.5% or so. Reform the police departments. Yes, absolutely. Teach them properly. Do not allow, do not allow people to be profiled by police officers. That's got to stop. That absolutely has to stop. We need people in office that are going to help the people, help our country grow, continue to grow, not divide it. You know how divided we are right now? We're divided so much that it has become almost like somebody had mentioned that, they're concerned about a racial or another civil war. Well, I'm going to tell you that I said this in one of my other videos. That's the media. The media, it wants to see that happen. The media wants that because that's their commentary. It's not news, folks. I'm telling you that right now. It's their commentary. And a lot of this began, you know, not just during Trump's administration, I'm going to tell you right now, but it definitely picked up with George Floyd's death. And you are, we're brothers and sisters when it becomes a society. We are not just individuals that are walking around shooting and killing. And we want to protect each other, but we don't want to be dictated to. And if this continues the way we're headed, it's going to happen. And as far as the people that are going to help the country, Judy, I'm telling you right now, it's got to be our representatives that we elect. It has to start maybe even in the communities, that the people that we elect. Get rid of the ones that are bad. Get rid of the ones that do not have only their agenda on mind. They really don't care about you or me or your neighbor or your children. It doesn't matter. Those people have to go. And we're all smart enough for the most part, except for those people that sit on their sofas, couch potatoes, and they don't even know what's being reported anymore. They don't have a clue what's going on in this world. It'd be just like I forced you. I love that, Judy. That was great. You love everyone. People, you got to look at that. Judy Whiting, that's beautiful. I thank you for even posting that, because that's something that I wish I could have other people post the same thing, because that is what we're about, is to love other people. No, we don't want to see, somebody that who is a murderer. You don't love them, and you do want to see them punished for their crimes, especially when you see little children being murdered, innocently murdered. These are done by gangs, not just particular individuals. These are gangs. And if we get rid of police, or dismantle the police, or defund the police, what do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to really happen to our country? I can tell you, I've already told you, we will become a country that's run by the militaries, because the military will be, because we will be a socialist, communistic, Marxist type of country, and you will be told what to do, where to eat, who you can have as neighbors, who you can let in your house. Anyway, Judy, I do love that last comment, and whoever else is watching, I wish you would type the same thing. Just type the word love. Message it. It means a lot, because she said that with her heart, and I love that. I wish more people would think that way. I know that that's unrealistic, that people are not going to love each other. Everybody, people are fighting over who you can go to church with, even, or where you should go to church, or what you should believe. if you should believe in a God or you shouldn't, or whatever the case might be. No, if we all thought alike, obviously it'd be a very boring world, but we don't think alike. I've been on so long right now that I've gone longer than I ever have, and I do apologize because I don't want to have long videos like this and comment and people coming and going, which tells me I'm either boring them or they're not interested in the topic. For those of you that stuck around, I want to thank you. For those of you that have watched this, or those of you that will watch this, I want to thank you. I would like some comments from any of you. You can even private message me. For those of you that don't remember, my name is Neil Douglas. You could private message me if you have a topic that you think that we should be discussing. I'd be more than happy to do as much research to make sure that we do that. I have thought maybe people weren't watching or couldn't hear my voice, or maybe my microphone was off. But I found out it wasn't when Judy made her comments, and I'm so grateful that at least one person had the courage to say something, that had the courage to let people know that she loves everyone, that she's concerned that who are the people that are going to run this country and help this country. It's got to be people that believe that all of us are equal. We all are equal. Let me tell you something, and for those of you that are not believers, that's your privilege. But God did not make us. He made us under His image. He didn't pick out a particular color to say, okay, you're our favorites. You're the favorite for God. We are equal. I've said it many times. We all bleed red. We all breathe either the same air, and maybe we breathe hard because you have some kind of breathing disorder, or you know somebody who does. And Judy, I will respond to your private message, and thank you for that. Okay. Never forget. I can't read what the rest of it says, but I will watch it and I will get back with you on that. I will message you, I promise you. Anyway, as I said, if God only chose white people or Hispanic people or black people or Chinese people or whatever, that's not what He did. He made us human. We live and we die. We're born and we die. Do you want to die free and live free, or do you want to be dictated to? You want to be told where you can go, when you can go, and how you can go? Do you want to be told? It's bad enough already that we've lost even part of our freedom of speech. I don't know. Facebook might even take this down and ban me because they think maybe I'm doing something wrong. I'm inciting. I don't know. I hope they don't. And I do appreciate you watching. I've been on almost an hour, and I'm going to stop at an hour. I've got about 30 seconds. I want to thank those of you that have watched and tuned in and stayed with me. I love you for that. You're great. And I want to say this. please send me some messages as to what topic you would like to have, and I'll try not to do as many. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, be safe. Have a good rest of your evening. This is Neil Douglas, American Truth Finders. Good night.